Pastor Ed here with Daily Devotions for Wednesday, October the 18th, 2023. You'll notice I'm wearing my collar this evening. I don't normally wear a collar during the week unless there's a reason to. I had reason to today. I went to the hospital to visit, but also I was here. I recorded this actually last night on Tuesday evening, and I was here for Hope Christian School's first of two parents' nights. Tonight there will be, Wednesday night there will be another one as well. And it struck me seeing the church packed with people and actually standing room only practically in the narthex of people who've entrusted their children to us and to our school, and just a wonderful way in which we can have and have had for over 50 years this great impact on the community, the reputation of Hope Christian School down through the years that only continues to grow and deepen. And that's because of what we are able to do together with the staff and the aides and the folks who are in the day-to-day operation of the school, but having the place to be and the support and the way in which Hope Christian School has been probably the chief outreach effort of Hope Lutheran Church from the very beginning, and a way in which we can be generous. And in return, the school has been generous to the congregation as well in terms of income that then we turn around and are able to use to support Lutheran World Relief and to support mission congregations and so forth. And we'll be talking a lot about that in daily devotions and in the congregation as well in the days to come. And I want to talk about a little bit about generosity. I looked up the dictionary definition of generosity, and it says the quality of or fact of being generous. I remember when I was in school, you could never use the word or the same word to define it. I guess if you're Merriam-Webster dictionary, you're allowed to do that. So I looked up generous. So generosity is the noun, generous is the adjective, and it means liberal in giving, open-handed, marked by abundance or ample proportions. To be liberal in giving, and the idea of open-handed is that instead of clutching something, when we open our hand, that's a giving gesture. That's a generous gesture. And typically generosity is marked by abundance. Maybe not a huge abundance, the Forbes, 400 list or whatever, but we're talking about the idea that we've been blessed with so much that we can in turn be a blessing. I'm reminded of the story of Abraham and how God called him and said that he would be blessed in order to be a blessing. Well, I want to tell a story about a time when the breadwinner of this particular family was working night shifts at a low-paying job, and they actually were relying on food stamps to feed their large family. But all that changed after the St. Louis Rams won the Super Bowl in 2000. And because of those humble beginnings, that particular man and his family were known as one of the most generous supporters of charitable causes of any NFL player. And apart from that, the family makes it a point that knowing that they are blessed to be then a blessing to others in many ways. Again, Abraham, blessed to be a blessing. Well, I'm talking here about Kurt Warner. Football fans will recognize the name, two-time NFL MVP, played for the St. Louis Rams, later the New York Giants briefly, but then the Arizona Cardinals. Well, he started a family tradition called the restaurant game. Well, the night before a game on the road, Kurt and his wife Brenda would take their seven children out to a restaurant to eat a family dinner. And once they were seated, one of the children would scan the dining area like a quarterback scans the field looking for potential receivers. And when the child would pick a table, Kurt would ask the waiter than to add that table's dinner tab to his own anonymously. And so on any given pregame night, a family eats freely because of the goodness and the generosity of a family that understands that it's been blessed beyond measure. In a sermon, Monty Newton talks about that we too eat freely from the smorgasbord of God's grace extended to us in the birth of the Son of God, who became flesh and blood and body and soul, lived among us, died for us, that we might receive that free gift of salvation and be called the children of God. You know, we eat freely. I'm reminded here of, we eat freely from the Lord's table, the bread and the wine, Christ's body and blood broken and shed for us. And God is so generous to us in that way that we in turn then can be generous to others in God's name. And so Newton goes on, so we've sampled the Word who is Christ, we've received the Word who is Christ, we've seen the Word who is Christ, we've recognized the Word as the grace of God in Christ. And so the biblical writers declare, the biblical writer declares, how great is the love the Father has lavished on us that we should be called children of God. And that is what we are. 1 John chapter 3, verse 1. Generosity. We've been blessed by God to be a blessing to others. Well, I hope you have a great day. I hope it's a blessed day. I hope you find ways to share, even in small ways or seemingly small ways, to share the blessings of your life with those you come in contact with. Till tomorrow, take care. Bye.